'Tis the season for Christmas craziness, and the last thing I need to add to my list is stressing about homeschooling. So, for our low prep days in December, the girls can choose a school-related activity, and 3 movies made the cut. We even found a way to justify watching a movie that's not even a Christmas movie for school credit. Stick around for our full list, and let me know in the comments if you have a favorite that works for your homeschool. Number 1 is A Christmas Carol. This one is on most people's lists, but I'm actually really specific about this one. My favorite Christmas Carol to watch is the 2009 Disney's A Christmas Carol starring Jim Carrey as Ebenezer Scrooge. One of the things I love about it is that it's a simple way to experience classic Charles Dickens literature. If you watched our video where we took a tour of the Rugby Library, you know that one of the things that we loved was being able to go and see Charles Dickens' work actually in print, like first edition books. So Charles Dickens has a dear place in our heart. Plus, we love classical literature. One of the things that you can do with this is have the children watch a movie, pick a character, and then do some character development on it. So other things that you can discuss while doing it is historical setting, which is Victorian London, or you can even do your own vocabulary list. Every time your child goes, "Hey, what does that word mean?" or "What does this mean?" you could sit down and look those up together. Recently, when we watched back through it, our teens asked about the burials rituals in London and how that had to apply to the original movie and why that wasn't in the original text of the book. And we talked about character development, storyline, timeline, and how making a movie now would have been different than making a movie 20, 30, 40 years ago. One of the free resources that we love to go along with this is you can actually do a free course with Hillsdale Online where you can go over the entire story of relating Christianity and the book A Christmas Carol. You can even click a link from the Hillsdale College website to purchase the book to use at home. Some libraries, like in Tennessee where you have Reads, you can even check it out for free online. Number 2 is A Charlie Brown Christmas. I love this movie because it is such a great movie at teaching about the meaning of the Christmas season. One of the things that my teens love to do, especially my one that's taking art class right now, as she watches animated movies, she'll even look at the different animation styles and make notes about them, which is a great way to tie in art with literature. Another way that you can look at Charlie Brown Christmas is, yes, it still is literature. You can talk about how graphic novels and how adding illustrations to books make just as much of a difference as the great writing prompts that you put in these books. Another way that you can use A Charlie Brown Christmas is you can also use it to discuss the history of Christmas traditions, or even the history of Christmas itself, and find free or paid other movies that talk about the history of Christmas and do a compare and contrast study. You can even talk about the timeline of when A Charlie Brown Christmas was made versus the way that people look at Christmas nowadays. And finally, movie number 3, and I know some of you are going to be like, why is this on the list? But this is one of my absolute favorites. Movie number 3 is The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Yes, I know, technically it's not a Christmas movie, but there are some elements that we use in it. One of the reasons why we love doing it at Christmas is, number 1, it does have Father Christmas in it, and you can talk about the history of Father Christmas through the years. Another free one, if you already are using Disney Plus, that you can look at is the Santa Claus series with Tim Allen. They actually, in one of the scenes, show the history of different Santa Clauses in different cultures and what they teach about Santa Claus during that time frame. You can use that to talk about how Father Christmas that was written by C.S. Lewis looks so much different than maybe our modern day Santa Claus does. Plus, the rich Christian history inside of the Chronicles of Narnia make it a must for my list. There are also many things that you can talk about whenever it comes to Chronicles of Narnia. You can use it as a mythological versus reality comparison. You can look at all of the symbolization of winter turning to spring. The other reason why I love it so much is that when you first get introduced to Narnia, it is winter. So one of my favorite things to do is to start watching it at Christmas time and then watch it again in the winter whenever it's so cold, and then we watch it again in spring when our flowers start blooming, and it kind of has that progression in it and shows you like the progression of how C.S. Lewis wrote The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and showed that progression through the seasons. And the movie ends with them as adult, or right before the movie ends, it shows them as adults in fall. So you go through all 4 of the seasons through the entire movie. You could even do a creative writing assignment where you have to imagine Narnia before the reign of the White Witch, Or you could show what Narnia looks like after they finally have spring and summer again for the first time. So those are my top 3 movies that we watch at Christmas time to count as school credit and to do something fun together as a family. So if you're short on school hours and you're trying to finish before the end of the fall semester, grab some popcorn or your favorite movie snack, make some hot cocoa, and sit down and watch a fun Christmas movie together. In the comments below, let us know what your favorite movie to watch at Christmas time is for homeschooling. Thanks for watching. Jesus loves you, and we'll see you next time.